tulips, we need some basic stuffs like this. Now to start with the tulip, we are going to make a magic ring. Now we are going to insert our hook into the loop and bring up a loop, and we are going to chain 1. And now we are going to make a total of 6 single crochets into this magic ring. And once you are done with 6 single crochets, then your round 1 is complete. Once you have completed making 6 single crochets, now we are going to close the loop by pulling the smaller yarn, and to secure it we are going to make a slip stitch into the very first single crochet, and we are going to make a slip stitch through it. Now we are going to proceed for round 2. So chain 1, and this time we are going to make 2 single crochets in each of the stitches. So in total we will be having a total of 12 single crochets. Once you have reached to your 12th single crochet, now we are going to make a slip stitch into the very first stitch, and to start with a new row we are going to chain 1, and from here we are going to make 1 single crochet into the very same stitch, and after that 2 single crochets into the same stitch, then again 1 single crochet into the next stitch, then again 2 single crochets into the very same stitch. So we are going to repeat this process until the end, and in total we should be having 18 single crochets for round 3. So go on repeating it, and once you end up on the 18th stitch, now we are going to make a slip stitch into the very first stitch, and we are going to chain 1 to start with the new row again. So now we are going to start with our 4th row. So we are going to make 1 single crochet into the same stitch, then again we are going to make 1 single crochet into the next stitch, then again into the 3rd stitch we are going to make 2 single crochets into the same stitch, then again we are going to make 1 single crochet and again 1 single crochet, then again 2 single crochets into the very same stitch. So we are going to repeat this pattern until the end. So in total we are going to have a total of 24 single crochets for our 4th row. So once you have reached to your 24th row, now we are going to make slip stitch into the very first stitch. So for row 5 we are going to chain 1, and we are going to make 1 single crochet into the same stitch, then again 1 single crochet into the next stitch, then again 1 single crochet into the next stitch. Now we are going to make 2 single crochets into the next stitch. So we are going to repeat this pattern of making single crochets until the end, so that we could have a total of 30 single crochets. So just repeat this process of making single crochets until the end of this row, and you should be having your 30th single crochet. And to end up this row we are going to make slip stitch into the very first stitch, and we are going to chain 1 to start with the new row, that is our 6th row. So from here we are going to make single crochets across these stitches, so that we are going to have again 30 stitches in total. So we are just going to normally make single crochets into the every stitch, so that we are going to have 30 single crochets. See, once you have reached your 30th single crochet, now we are going to make slip stitch into the very first stitch, and we are going to chain 1, and we are going to start with our new row, that is our 7th row. So we are just going to make single crochets like we did in our 6th row. So just go on repeating your row 6 until you reach to your row 14. So the steps are going to be the same. We are just going to make single crochet across these stitches. So just go round and round and round, and you will be having 30 single crochets every time in the end of the row. And then again you have to make slip stitches, and then again you have to make slip stitch, and then again you are going to make single crochets. So you can go up to 14 rows like that. In case you don't like the height of your tulip, you can go ahead and make up to 16 rows. So once you are satisfied with the length of your tulip, so lastly we are going to make slip stitch at the end of the row, and we are going to chain 1, and you are going to chop off the excess yarn and then just pull your yarn through it to secure it, and make sure you have a bigger end to it because we have to sew this with our darning needle. So I'm just going to show you the stitches, how it's going to be looking once you are done. And we are going to stuff some cotton inside our tulip, and now we are going to sew this. Just make sure the way I'm sewing, you are also doing it in the same way, because I just don't know how to explain this. You can find your own way of doing it, and please don't mind my needle. I don't know how I broke it, but it's fine for now, I believe. So take your needle to the very straight stitch you see towards you, and then again you have to do the same thing again, and then you have to go towards the other side and then pull everything properly and secure it. And you can find your own way of securing it. Now I'm just going to insert everything properly, and I'll just make a knot. So once I feel it's secure, now I will make a knot. I just want my knot to end up in here, so I am doing like this. I will just go inside the tulip and I'll reach to the very first row where I started. So I just broke my needle, so I took my another needle. I don't know how I broke it, so it was half broken and then again it broke. So this is how your tulip will look, and now we'll insert our wire for the stem part. So just do in the way like I'm doing. Here I'm folding the wire because I want my stem to look thicker. In case if you have a thicker wire, use it directly, and we'll secure it in a way like I'm doing. You can find your own way of doing it. This is the way I like to do it. If you like another way of doing it, it's completely fine because there is no perfect procedure to do it. It's just the way of securing it, and you can find your own special way. And this is the way I like to do it so that it doesn't fall off so easily and everything is well placed and secure. So I'm just going to sew this with the wire, and I'll make some knot also to secure this properly. So now you can see it's very tight now and it's not going to fall off so easily. This is what I like to do with my tulips to make it secure. Once you are done making your tulip, now we are going to start with the leaves of the tulip. So to make the leaf, we are going to make a slip knot, and then we are going to start chains. So we are going to make a total of 30 chains in total. So once you are done making 30 chains, now we are going to make single crochets from the very first chain that you see, and we are going to make single crochets across the end. So in total you are going to have 29 single crochets for row 1. So just go ahead and make your single crochets, and I'll meet you on your 29th single crochet. Now for row 2 we are going to make one single crochet into the same stitch that you see, that is where you made your 29th single crochet. So there we are going to make one more single crochet for row 2, and then again we are going to make one half double crochet into the next stitch, and then we are going to make a total of 18 double crochet in the next stitches. So just go ahead and make your double crochets in the following stitches until you are on the 18th double crochet. Once you have completed making 18 double crochets, now we are going to make one half double crochet into the next stitch. Then again we are going to make 8 single crochets into the following stitches. So once you have completed making 8 single crochets, now we are going to make 2 single crochet into the same stitch on the top that you can see. Now we are going to make 8 single crochet on the other side of the leaf. So we are just going to mirror the same thing that we did on the first side. Once you have completed making 8 single crochet, then again you have to make one half double crochet into the next stitch. Then again you have to make 18 double crochet into the following stitches. And after making 18 double crochets, you have to make one half double crochet into the next stitch, and then again one single crochet into the next stitch. Now we'll use some wire for the leaf. So I'm just using this length. You can use more also, there's no problem, because we are just going to fix it with the wire of the stem. So now for the third row we are going to make single crochets across the stitches using our wire. So we have to make the stitches in a way like the wire should be in the middle of the stitches so that it's not visible, and just do it in a way like I'm doing. Like you can see, the wire is in the middle of the single crochets, and we are making single crochets across the stitches. Similarly, just go and make single crochets on the other side of the wire as well. Make the stitches in a way like you did before. The wire should be in the middle of the single crochets, and you are going to make single crochets into each of the stitches. So just go on making single crochets, and once you reach in the end, so I'm just going to help you how I like to fix it. So I just go and make single crochets as usual. So this is the last single crochet that we are making, and after that we are going to make slip stitch like this, and then again another slip stitch from the back side, and then we are going to make another slip stitch. So this is how I like to secure, and then lastly I will chain one, and I'll keep some excess yarn and just pull it off. So that's how I like to do my leaf. And now we'll just wrap this leftover yarn over the leaf. Now we'll use some glue and we'll secure the leftover yarn that is coming off from our tulip. So I like to glue it from the upside first, and then I'll just wrap it so that it doesn't come off so easily. So I just glue it again and again, then I'll glue again for the green yarn. If you are working with glue gun, then make sure you are careful while working with it, like because it's hot, so you have to be careful because you can get burned. Now it's time for wrapping some green yarn. So now we are making the stem of the tulip. So just go and wrap and wrap and wrap and glue again, then again you will wrap. So this is how I'm doing it. So just follow the process like I'm doing. Don't worry about the excess yarn that's coming off. We'll just cut it off once we are done with making the stems. Once you have reached to the mid length of the stem of the tulip, now we are going to attach the leaf also. So you have to just wrap the yarn while attaching both of it. So just go round and round and round, or just follow the process like I'm doing it. Firstly, wrap the wire of the leaf over the wire of the stem, and then we are going to wrap the yarn all together, and make sure you use your glue in between to secure it properly. Again, from here we have to wrap and wrap and wrap a green yarn all together, the stem and the leaf. Use your glue wherever you think it's required, and just go unwrapping. Now for the last part of the stem, what I like to do is I glue it first of all, and then I started from the very end of the wire, and then I just go and wrap and wrap and wrap, and until I reach on the part where there is already wrapped, and then again I'll glue it somewhere, and then lastly I will just wrap 2-3 times, and then I'm just going to cut the excess part. So finally our tulip with leaf is ready. Lastly, we are just going to make some hearts on the tulip. If you have a bit of embroidery skills, then you may know how to make the hearts, like you make the flowers. But someone who doesn't know how to do embroidery, we are on the same pace. So just go exactly like how I'm doing, and you'll find your hearts. So this is how I like to do, and just follow the process, and I think you will be satisfied with the results. Basically, we are just trying to make V shape with our needle. So firstly there is one straight line, and then like the V stitch that we can see from our crochet stitches, the single crochet that we made, I'm just going to take it as a reference, and we are just going to try, and we are just going to make V stitches by taking some spaces in between, and just go and make the V stitch where you like. So just follow the process like I am doing it. So just go and make as many hearts as you like until you are satisfied. So this is how we make heart-shaped tulip. And lastly, for the finishing, we are just going to cut the excess part of the yarn, and we are going to just hide the ends of the red yarn, our green yarn, and any other yarn that is coming off from our tulip. So use your embroidery skills to get satisfied results. After making the satisfied number of your hearts, now we are just going to chop off the excess red yarn, and we'll secure it. So we are just going to take our crochet hook and pull back these red yarns into the tulip as much as we can, and lastly we are just going to take the help of the back side of our hook and just push it inside the tulip. This is how our tulip will look after the final touch.